Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Satisfactory on the channel. It has been, the last time was in January, so it has been like 5 months, almost a half a year since we last played this game. We are gonna continue our playthrough from when we played last, because, playing this game from the beginning to the end takes an enormous amount of time, and we got pretty darn close to the end of the playthrough when we kind of stopped playing. When I stopped playing, I should say, because there were just other games I rather played, and I was a bit burned out on the game. That is a problem with this as well. Like, there is so much to do, so much to reach the end game stage, and it was just too much after a while. I mean, you just spent hours and hours and hours on one factory, and then like 10 hours in the game later, you basically can get rid of the entire factory again and build a new one that is much better, right? Because you unlocked new stuff or whatever. So yeah, I was a little bit burned out at some point, but we're just gonna continue where we left off, because there is a new pretty darn big update which adds a lot of good quality of life features and just some new stuff as well, which is some changes, quality of life features, blah blah blah, and it is pretty darn good. The one thing that I highlighted in the title, the Blueprint Auto Connect, I believe is what it's called. This is something that I desperately needed. There's a lot of things in this update actually that I desperately needed, that I really wanted. For example, mergers and splitters on conveyor lifts. Check, we can do that now. The Blueprint Connect thing, which means if you blueprint something that includes conveyors or pipes or hypertubes, then it will auto connect to, other buildings nearby, or other blueprints that you place nearby within a certain radius. And it will just auto connect those conveyors and pipes and whatnot. So, because previously when you built two blueprints right next to each other, even if you had the conveyors like properly connect, like properly placing them right next to each other, right, it would not connect properly. And that meant that you basically had to delete one and then connect it again properly, or you had to leave a little bit of space in between your blueprints, like a little bit of a blank tile around it, basically, where you can then draw the finish, the last little bit of the conveyor, basically. But that was a lot of work, and now we'll be able to finally do that properly, which is amazing. A little bit sad though that I have done so much in this world already without that update, obviously. So that means I still have to bring conveyors from one place to another, because that wasn't a thing back then, and I was too lazy to do it immediately, basically. So that is something we're probably gonna have to do anyway. But this is gonna be very helpful. There's now elevators as well, which are not necessary. They're really not necessary because you have you have your jetpacks and whatnot. But they are pretty cool, just aesthetically pleasing and whatnot. It's going to be pretty awesome to build those in your factories. Not sure if I will do it, but it's definitely an option. And there's just a lot more stuff. Oh yeah, also there's like a counter. I forgot what it's called in the game. But if you place that on the conveyor, you will actually see how many items per minute are passing through on that conveyor part, which is amazing. That is so helpful. So helpful. in determining whether or not you can use a splitter afterwards or before it or whatever. Really good stuff. Anyway, let's start it up. It's been ages since we played. And I did play a little bit earlier today, obviously, to check out some of the new stuff, see how it worked. And unlock some of the stuff as well in the in that shop. I forgot what it's called. In the awesome shop, I think it's called, right? Yes, I believe I unlocked a couple of things there. And yeah, we're just gonna continue. We're just gonna have fun and see what the game has to offer. And this time, for real, we are gonna go all the way to the end of the playthrough because we are so close. We're almost in the final tier of the game. We just have to get the project parts for completing phase 4. And only the nuclear pasta still. We've done all the other 3 already. So yeah, we're real close to the final tier of the game. Good to see you there, Solar and Mon and everybody else who's lurking in chat, of course. Thanks for being here hanging out. And let's get this party started. Let's put my webcam in that corner, maybe. I think it's not that important. I don't remember. Alright. Put my chair in the right position. My mic in the right spot. Here we are. And we are at our nuclear site right now. We are at our nuclear power site. As you can see, Chernobyl. Here we are. Nothing really special over here, but you know, this is where I made the thumbnail for the stream, so that is where we left off. But let's go over here for a second and let me show you a couple of the new features that were introduced that I mentioned earlier. Now the first thing, and let's see, where can I do that? Oh yeah, I could probably do that over there. Let's see. Let's switch to our jetpack here for a second, because it's a little bit faster getting over there this way. There you go. Also, where's all the audio? Did I turn off audio or something? Master volume. Ah, there you go. I don't remember what I used to have it on. Let's put it on 80 maybe. There you go. That's a little bit better. Now we can actually hear some stuff, I guess. Bit more of the game. Alright, here we go. Now we'll switch back to this one again. And here we are. So, this is, of course, our area where we store all the nuclear waste. All the uranium waste. Which we are going to be able to use in the final stage of the game as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, right now we're just storing a hell of a lot of it. Because, of course, these are providing power for us. And as you can see, well, if you remember at least, I've built a little bit extra to it over here. So we used to do 4 of them over there. And then I was like, well, it's filling up rather quickly. Let's make it 5. And then when I logged on earlier today, I was like, well, let's test the new Blueprint Auto Connect. And let's add some more storages at the same time. So that is what I did. I made myself a new blueprint. Where did it go? Over here, nuclear waste storage right there. It's quite large, as you can see. There you go. It's, I believe it's a 7 on each side storage. So 14 total storages right there. And we can just, I can't speak English. We can just very easily copy and paste this blueprint while connecting it to everything. Now, before we do that, I actually need to provide some power on the bottom here. Because otherwise I won't be able to fly using this thing. There you go. Perfect. Otherwise we're gonna lose power over here and drop dead. Wouldn't want that. Alright, but here we go. This is it. Let's turn it around. And now we can just very easily, of course, let's do it over there, right? We'll click once. Oh, wait, hold on. That's not how that works. How does that work again? I wanted to nudge it. How do you nudge again? And nudging is lock hologram, right? Yes. Lock hologram right there, all right? So now it's in place. Just making sure, you know, that's on the right height. Because, for example, over here, I kind of messed that up earlier today. As you can see, it's in a different height. But it works, so, you know, who cares, right? And now, you can see in the middle of the screen there, underneath nuclear waste storage, you can see build mode, default. We can now switch that to default auto connect, to blueprint auto connect, or the blueprint. Now I'm not sure what the difference is to default auto and blueprint auto. I mean, I guess one is for blueprints, one is for everything else, basically. But yeah, if we just go to default auto connect right there, or blueprint auto connect, I think it really doesn't matter which one we do. Looks like both of them work. There you go. But now you can see it auto connects the already existing conveyors. So it doesn't seem to auto connect like this one to this one, for as far as I can tell. But we can do some further testing for that, I guess. But yeah, if we have already existing conveyors right there, and we do the auto connect right there, and we build it, then it will just automatically do all those conveyors. And then we automatically have a hell of a lot more storage. It takes a while for them to be built before you can see them. It's a little funny at first, but it works just fine. So that is super helpful, obviously. Now let's check if let's do some experimentation real quick, because of course I haven't really tested this feature out much other than just building those couple of storages earlier today. Let's test out this. Oh, we're falling. Let's test out this feature a bit more. We are gonna need blueprints for that, and probably, of course, right? Like, could I do this immediately and then let's say we do this and then maybe auto connect it right here? No, all right, that doesn't work. Yeah, see, I really do be needing an actual blueprint for that. Let's see, where is our blueprinter building? It's on special, I think, yes. Oh, I forgot how large those are. Alright, let's build that one just right over there for a second. And I'm gonna need some more power over there too. So we can actually fly over there properly. Hey, look at that, there's a mesosphere. I think I already picked this one up ages ago. But I guess, thanks to the update, we got a new one. Nice. Alright, let's test some other stuff out. Like, for example... organization, storages. So, of course, earlier I already had one with an existing conveyor belt, right? had one with an existing conveyor belt already. So what if we do like this? Then we do, let's see. We'll do one like this. And like this, right? So this is basically what we had in the other one as well. So that should properly connect. And then over here, I'm like only gonna be doing this one. I'm only gonna be doing that. Let's see how that works. Like, let's see if this one connects to basically this one, right? When you place them next to each other. That's what I would like to see happen. And I suppose we can even maybe test out another one. Because now we can probably place them a little bit closer to each other. Let's see if we can actually auto-connect them without placing any at all. So let's actually then do... there you go. We'll do this one on both sides. Here we'll do nothing. And then here we'll only do that one. We know that this one works for sure, right? This one might work. This one I'm not entirely sure if it's going to work, but we're going to find out. We're going to test it out. Let's see, we're going to do storage. Let's do the simple, the first storage one, just because it looks different. Testing, storage, storage. There you go. All right. Let's see if that works. So first we're going to have to make a little bit of a bigger area again, probably. There you go. And then blueprint and then testing storage. All right, so we'll place this one over here. And now they're aligned properly. If we set it to connect, yes, it will connect the two middle ones. Looks like. Yep. On both the auto connect modes, the default and the blueprint one. On both those modes, it will do what we wanted to do. It's not entirely straight though, is it? I'm a little bit confused. It doesn't look like it's entirely straight. Looks like the blueprint area around it is a lot bigger than this. Like the hitbox area or whatever. That confuses me a little bit. Alright, but yeah, as you can see, so you do need at least one conveyor bit already in the blueprint. Or one of the pipes or whatever. For the auto connect to work. That is what it looks like. And Blasted Canvas, thank you very much for 2 whole years. 24 months of being a member. That's freaking amazing. Thank you for all the 24 months. I appreciate that. Good to see you again. Varesha, good to see you by the way as well. So yeah, there it is. That is how that kind of works then. So you need at least one conveyor or pipe or hypertube or whatever to actually make this work properly. That is good to know. Alright, let's disable this. Get rid of that blueprint. Now, another thing that actually works now, and this is what I tried to mention earlier, which made me a little sad actually. Because I can't really redo what I've already done. I would have to destroy everything and that would take so much time. But we have this blueprint, right? we have this one right here, which we made very long time ago, which adds the conveyors and the pipes and the hypertubes. Very convenient, very good stuff. And I even wanted to do train tracks, but that didn't work back then either, so I didn't. But now all that stuff should actually work as well. So now actually, if we do like this, and then we do like auto connect, but this only works. This only works like if you build it closer, basically. Auto connect right there. It doesn't really work from that distance. You would need to build it a little closer to each other. But as you can see here, it's kind of hard to see. Just nudge it and get closer. You can see they actually connect. At least some of them right now, because, you know, it has to be real close to each other. There you go. Let's just build it. And we're going to delete it afterwards, of course. It's just for testing. And right now it doesn't really do it properly because it's on different heights and everything, because I have to build it closer. But as you can see, it does work for all of them. Like every single one of them is connected to every single one, basically. Even the hypertubes, the pipes, the conveyors. This is such a good update. Such a helpful one. Now I'm gonna have to change that blueprint. I'm gonna have to actually change the way that is. Like rebuild it basically in the blueprint, so that it works better, so we can actually easily build more of those across the world. And yeah, that'll be a huge help. That is going to be an incredible help. Let's get rid of all these things here. Gonna have to get rid of this stuff. So annoying. There you go. Perfect. But yeah, that is a really good thing. Now another thing you can do, and that's not really that important, but it is kind of nice, especially for making thumbnails for me, is the photo mode has been completely changed. You now have a better like height UI as well. You have a lot more options here. Camera, image, and not only that, but as you could see by the thumbnail too, you can enable decoupled camera and actually like look at your Pioneer. And that also gives you more options again. Like you can go right here. Hold on. I'm gonna have to like focus, I think, first. Focus. Wait, hold on. How do I do this? I want to look at the settings, but it doesn't seem to work. Right tab, focus. Why is it not working right now? It was working earlier today. What the hell? I'm so confused. Why can I not, like, switch over to the setting thing? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea why this is not working right now. Earlier today I had no problem with... There you go, now it's working for some reason. Not sure what I did. Tab. There you go, now it works. Alright, I'm not sure why it didn't work earlier, but yes, there you go. Now you have more options for the Pioneer as well, as I was trying to show you. Like different poses you can do. There's up to 30 of them. Quite a lot. You can hide the Pioneer. You can look into camera. So no matter where your camera is, he will like look at you. Except when you're in the back, obviously. Then it won't. If you're to the side like that, you can actually see the Pioneer will keep looking at the camera. Going up as well. That's pretty neat. Very good for making thumbnails and just nice images and whatnot. Rotation, nudging, back and forth. Very good stuff. Very nice little photo mode upgrade right there. Very helpful. Alright. Let's get out of here though. Because this location here is not that important today. I just wanted to show you the blueprint thing. Which we did now. There you go. Let's get back to the base where we haven't been in such a long time. Such an incredible long amount of time. There you go. As you can see, this is where I made that blueprint earlier. For the storages. Alright, here's my hypertube. Let's head back to base. And there's been, you know, a lot of new things for hypertubes too. There's now what are they called? What's the English word for that? Like it can split up into multiple directions. I forgot what the name was for that. Yeah, that's really nice. Though I tried to use it a little bit, and because the game is lagging a little, especially near my base, it didn't really work very well. It was a little hard to use, so hopefully that will still get improved slightly. But yeah, as long as you're not lagging, I'm sure it will be fine. But yeah, near my base here, I'm at like 40 FPS. And when in the hypertubes, it goes down even more. So that's why I had a little bit of issue with that. But here is another one of the things that is new that I mentioned earlier. The conveyor throughput monitor. So helpful. It will actually tell you how many items are going through per minute, approximately. Now, of course, it does go up and down a little bit, especially with the higher numbers. But it gives you a really good idea of how many items are already on that belt and how many more you can add to it, right? Like this is a tier 5 belt, which can have a maximum capacity of 780. And we're only at 375 maximum, right, basically. So we can add a lot more items to this belt before running into any problems, basically. So that's really good. That's really helpful. Really good to know. Yes, the conveyor wall hole as well. It's, oh, Jesus. I didn't mean to go in there. That scared me a little bit. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie, that scared me a little bit. I did not mean to go in there. But yes, I was supposed to show you this one. So, this is one of the complaints I've been having as well when I was playing this game. Is you have these conveyor things with a hole in them immediately. But you couldn't change where that is. You couldn't change where the hole in the wall is. But now you can actually just build a wall regularly or blueprint it, for example. Right? You can blueprint one of those bad boys. And then, where was it? Over here. You can just place it basically wherever you want. Now the only downside is it's black in the middle. Like you don't actually see through it. because, you know, it's a solid object, a wall, and so yeah, you can't go through it because it's a solid object, and you're just making that wall, and you're just making this hole on top of it, basically, as opposed to this one where you can actually go through and there's actually a hole in the wall, right? I'm not sure if they have plans to improve this feature, but I do understand why they have this limitation, right? Because you're building a solid object first and then cutting holes in them, basically. So that's probably a little bit hard to implement, I would assume. So yeah, it's very helpful. It's good that they added it. But at the same time, I'm a little disappointed. I am a little disappointed because, you know, like you got these ones, right? Which I guess work the same way. These conveyor lifts work the same way, right? You can't go through those either, unfortunately. So yeah, it's probably never gonna change. But I don't know, it looks... It just looks weird. Compared to this one, for some reason, this one I don't mind so much. This one I don't mind so much for some reason. I don't know why. But this one, it just looks weird, just having a black hole in the wall like that. So yeah, it's a great feature. Glad they added it. But it's not very satisfactory. You know? That's just what it is. It's not very satisfactory. It is what it is. Alright, next up. Let's see. Where can I use that? Let's do that over here, maybe. Oh yeah, right here. You can now use splitters and such on top of these lifts. Very helpful. So you can just build these lifts and then put a splitter or a merger anywhere on that lift. That is very, very, very helpful. That is going to be so much better, for real. Now, I wonder what happens if I mean, I kind of need a test area for that, not something that actually works. Hold on. Let me just build a little test area real quick. Yeah, I wasn't satisfied at all. It was not satisfactory at all. Alright, let's do this. Then we build a merger. And, you know, we'll do a splitter over here. And I will just do another lift connecting the two, basically. There you go. Now, what happens if I delete the top part there? Looks like it's still fine. So then you have a splitter all of a sudden with a hole on top of it. Now, can you add another... Oh yeah, there you go. It seems like you can just add another one to it. There you go. Alright, nice. So that is possible. You can just create, and then look at that, then you can just create a lift in the middle of two splitters and mergers. And then you can just go back to the bottom again and add it back in if you want. That is very interesting. I'm not a very creative person, but there you go. And now it turns back into a regular one at the end. We remove the splitter and the merger. Nice. Good to know. Good to know. Willow, good to see you there. Chris, of course, as well. Everybody else who just came in lurking over there. Alright. And of course, I mentioned this earlier, but I forgot the name. Oh yeah, we got buffer stops for the train now too. Those look pretty cool. Those look really cool. You can now put these at the end of a track. That's real nice. That makes me happy, because then the train won't fly off anymore. But But that's not what I wanted to show. These ones. Hypertube junctions. A branch off. That is so good. So yeah, now you can split one into two. Like that. Or like that. That is so, so good. That's gonna be extremely helpful. Now, like I mentioned earlier, if you're a bit on low FPS, it can be a bit of a pain to switch from like one lane to the one that you want to go to, because you only have a limited amount of time to actually look at which direction it's going in, basically, right? I mean, the faster you go in the hypertube, the shorter the time you have to actually see, okay, which way is it sending me right now, and which way do I have to go? So that is a little bit tricky, especially if you go on, you know, like a hypertube cannon like that. So a lot of people are probably going to have to change their entire setup. I mean, just like I'm going to have to change my entire setup too, probably. If I wanted to, anyway. I don't think I will. But I should, I guess. And then you're probably going to want to make it so that you don't immediately go into a hypertube cannon like this. But you first go slowly to the junction, right? You choose slowly which direction you want to go. And then there's a hypertube cannon right after the choice, right? That's probably what you're going to want to do from now on. Something like that. To make sure you have plenty of time to actually make that choice, to choose which direction you're going. So yeah, that's gotta be pretty cool. I'm gonna be really happy with that. That's gonna be it's gonna be amazing. Not sure how often I'll use it. Of course, we also have an elevator, personal elevator, and elevator floor stop. Transports FICSIT personnel between floors while meeting acceptable standard for efficiency and safety. Consumes power when in use and transports power between all attached elevator floor stops. Ooh. Note: additional floor stops can be added with an elevator floor stop. Okay. I'm not sure what that means then. I'm not sure what that means. Let's go test that out again. Just somewhere in the grass over here. Let's make a nice little area here real quick. There you go. There you go. It doesn't need to be that big. And then where was that elevator again? Organization? No, transport? Transport, yes. So it looks like we can just build this one right here. Just building one at a time, I guess. Wait, why does that one not show? It looks like when you build one, it doesn't actually show. Oh wait, now it does. What? Oh, there you go. Now it shows. It's a little laggy, it seems. Or not laggy, just a bit, you know, work in progress. Alright, so personal elevator. And then when you hold it, you can go as high as you want, basically. Oh, wow. Wow! Holy crap. That goes really high. And then you just put a stop like wherever you want. Oh, you could turn it around as well, of course. Oh my goodness. So you have a lot of control over this. You just put it there. Or there, or there, or all the way up top. Automatically there is one, I guess. Oh my goodness. Alright, I like that. That's pretty cool. And as it mentioned earlier, you gotta connect it to power, but then you can also connect any floor automatically to power through there too. Right? Because we connected it to power there, and now we have power over here. So that is really neat. You can automatically have a lot of power throughout your factory. Throughout a toll factory. That's really helpful. How expensive are these? These are one steel beam, basically. One steel beam and one silica. Though in reality it's 6 steel beams, so it doesn't show it properly. And it also needs the frames and the motor. Oh right, it adds an elevator stop twice, I guess, automatically. Or at least once. Yeah, it automatically adds at least one when you build it this way. Alright, that does make sense, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, so the elevator stop... But you cannot build it in advance. That's kind of weird. You cannot build the stop in advance and then add the personnel elevator to it. So you build this. You go up. Then for any floor you want, you just have to create manual stops like that. Alright, let's check it out. Can call the elevator. It's already here. Very convenient. Oh, it's my pack connecting to the power. Right. Nice music. 0 meters. Stop 1, stop 22. Select floor. Oh. So how do I... edit floor info. FICSIT. Fantastic lift. Hiss. P elevation music. Ode to elevator. FICSIT is pretty good. Let's keep it on that. I want to increase the music a little bit, make it a little bit louder. There you go. I actually want to increase it even more than this. This isn't even that much for me, but I think for you guys it's fine. Raise a little bit for you guys, I think. There you go. All right, and then this. Edit. Floor name. Round floor. Icon. Exit, I guess. There you go. There you go. We got this one. Now, I thought there would also be a lot more of these. But I guess it depends how many you add. We add more. Ah, yeah, there you go. The more you add, the more will open up here too. Nice. Alright, and then we're gonna go all the way to the top. Wow. Very nice. Edit. Icon. Arrow up, I guess. There you go. Top floor. Stop. An alarm. Can't actually click those, unfortunately. Alright, let's go to the top floor.
Thank you for participating in the FICSIT elevation program. I am Elevata, which is like Ada, but
Elevata.
advanced. We are not currently taking any feedback.
Smart. I'm Elevata. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. My factory over there looks so small now. Alright, here we are. Here you go. And we automatically have power up here. Because the elevator has power. That's really cool. And now we can just build the floor around it over here, I guess. Alright, here we go. That is so nice. And it was pretty quick too, actually. It doesn't take all that long to get up and down, it seems. Let's go back down again. It's pretty darn fast. You know what would be nice? If there was a little digital display showing, you know, which floor or how many meters above the ground or whatever you are from the start. That'd be nice. Like this, you know, like ground floor, but then you can see it going up through all the cycles. You know, you can see it quickly going up. That'll be neat. That'd be nice. All right. I like this. This is really neat. This adds a lot of cool possibilities. You can delete the entire thing. Nice. Wonderful. Get rid of this again. And then it's gonna take a hot minute to delete this. Might even have to build another elevator going to it. No, we're good. We can reach it. Wonderful. Alright, here we go. Nice! That is some pretty cool stuff, chat. That is some pretty cool stuff. Let's get down over here. And let's see. Was there anything else worth mentioning right now? That was new. Oh, you know what I actually want to check? Because I don't know if it did that. Hold on. We tested this one out earlier. But one of the things we did not check is whether or not power also connects automatically. We did not check that. So let's just build this. It's a bit of a mess. Well, let's see if the power also connected automatically. Nope, it did not. Okay. So that is a little bit unfortunate. It would be extremely helpful if they added that. Because, I mean, right now, you know, it's really cool and helpful that you can do the conveyors and everything, but it would be so much better even if these power lines were also automatically connected to each other when you build them. Alright, so that is something they can definitely improve upon. If that is possible, and, you know, if they feel like it's necessary, I suppose. I guess it's not necessary per se, but it would definitely be a great help. Because everything else basically connects. I haven't tried the train tracks yet. Which is actually something that I want to test out as well. Let's see. Train track. Here we go. Let's just build this one over here. And then we're just gonna build this one. Like that. And then there you go. It auto connects the train track as well. Very cool. Okay. Yeah, that is really neat. That is extremely helpful. Get rid of that, and then get rid of the auto connect as well. Nice. Yeah, this update is pretty good. This is a pretty good update for sure. It's pretty freaking awesome. I just realized that even though I've already, you know, built this, for example, the conveyors, if I wanted to add the conveyors and connect them all the way over there, I would of course have to do it manually, just like I did these ones, except I might just be able to do like a shorter conveyor stack. Not sure why I'm reloading. A shorter conveyor pole stack here. Adding the pipes and the conveyors to it. And then just like placing them in the middle basically every time, everywhere. Which then should auto connect both of them, perhaps. I don't know, because like I said, it seems like you do have to put them relatively close to each other before it works. So I'm not entirely sure if that would actually do what I want it to do. But that's another thing we should test out now. Oh boy. Keep forgetting how big these blueprint designers are. Alright, let's load up a blueprint. Let's load up this one. There you go. Oops. It's not really what I wanted. Yeah, we've already done those hypertubes going in that direction. So we don't need to do those. It's literally just the pipes and the conveyors that we would have to do so we can get rid of this. There you go, and we can keep the rest. Now, like I said earlier, the power doesn't really work. Oh, and we can get rid of the foundation, actually. I'm not sure if it will English, if it will properly do the blueprint now then. Because we got a floating one. Not sure if that is going to be a problem. We'll find out, I guess. So let's do railway test. There you go. Oh, hold on. Wait, no, we... Okay, wait, no. I'm still gonna give it a shot. So this was the 2-meter foundation, right? Yeah, it looks like the 2-meter foundation. So what I'm thinking is I, of course, would like to have a train track everywhere. Now, I already have that right now because I built them myself manually. But I think if I add a train track to this one, then it will also connect. Because we tested that out earlier, of course. But right now, that's not... It's not something we need per se. All right, test. All right, already saved this. Then let's put this one over here. Oh, we still have the railing in there. It might be a bit of a problem. Oh yeah, look at that. Now, it's not working perfectly. Because it's connecting to the top ones. Oh, because... That's because my blueprint is floating as well. That's because my blueprint is floating. Hold on. Let me clear. Can I build a blueprint on top of the blueprinter? Yes, looks like we can. And then we can nudge it, and we can now use the vertical nudge, which we couldn't do before, but now we have a vertical notch which we can use too. Very nice little feature. There you go. So now we can just build the blueprint a little lower, just like that. And then let's get rid of this one. It's kind of hard to just target those. There you go. Alright, that is better. Test 2, I'm just gonna call it, I guess. We'll just do that one for now. Can we not save it? Why can we not save it? We can define directory too. Didn't know that. Is that because I built a blueprint on top of it? It doesn't recognize a blueprint? That is unfortunate. That means I would have to rebuild the whole thing. I thought I could just easily rebuild it and past 22, no. Low blueprint. Yeah, no. Doesn't seem like I can save this one. Alright, that is very unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. Because that means I just have to, like, remake this right now. Make this how I did it previously. That's very annoying. Alright, but I guess we will, so... so we have 4 of those. We got like 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 in between. Yeah, okay. Gonna be a pain, but it's fine. And I guess this is the middle, so we'll do this one over here then. Maybe. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Should do it like that maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one like that, and then one like that. I forgot you can build multiple on top of each other immediately. We want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we want to do. And then we want to do that twice, right? I guess as big as possible, kind of. Oh, it's one too many. Bum, 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 bum. All right. Which conveyors do we have there? Probably the best ones that I can. Yeah, MK5. Suppose it doesn't really matter in which direction they're going. Did we alternate them? Let's double check though. Yeah. This one was going one way, the middle ones were going another, and this one was going back. Okay. So I do want to do that too. So this one can go this way, this one can go that way, and this one will have to go in the other direction. Just like this one. And this one. And then this one will have to go like this again. Right. Okay, good. Ah, wait, yeah, the top ones. The top ones were a different one, of course. Those were the pipe conveyor, or the pipe stackable pole things. Those were a little different. A little bit annoying having to rebuild those like this. Not being able to use a blueprint on the blueprinter. What am I looking for? Here, this one. And then we want a few of those. good. And yeah, the MK2. And here direction doesn't matter because water flows in, you know, whatever direction really. As long as you put the pumps in the right spots, of course, which is still something that we would need to add after the fact for these things. That's all right. Okay, now then, now we have this. Now we got this going on. So we can do test 2. Save. There you go. Here we go. Isn't that just absolutely freaking amazing? If you build them wrong, it's gonna look like this. If you build them in the wrong orientation, it's gonna look pretty cool, actually. I think I might like that. It doesn't work on the pipes, of course. But yeah, if you build them in the wrong way, it's gonna look like this. That's actually pretty cool. I like that. Don't go for each other, but that works perfectly, actually. Exactly the way I would want it to work. Yeah, that is great. I'm trying to find out like when it stops auto connecting, basically. When it goes into the yellow, it stops. But I don't know if there's like a limit. We're gonna have to check that out too. Alright, well, let's turn them properly like this. There you go. And just place them over there. And then there you go. That is how it should look. That's how I want it to look. It's a bit much with all the stackable things now, but that is how I would have to build it if I want the conveyors easily placed everywhere. This is such a time saver. This is such an incredible time saver, chat. Look at that. I can just easily copy paste that one everywhere and build 8 conveyors and 8 of these pipelines at the exact same time. And if I want to build a completely new line, I can even add, like I'm doing right now, the 4 hypertubes on top of it as well. Then we have all of those built automatically connected. That is so huge. That really is freaking amazing. Great update. Oh man. It's not something I'm gonna do right now. I don't really need to, neither do I feel like I want to. But yeah, that is great. That is really helpful, having that option. That's really neat. Okay. Let's see. Was anything else added that is worth mentioning that I forgot about? Chat, have I forgot to talk about something that's important? We've already gone through this one. Though that one is really helpful, of course. You are very important, Chris. That's right. That is right. Alright, there's a couple of like extra things too to connect stuff with. Make things look nicer, I guess. But it's not really that important. Oh, the roll-up gate is new, isn't it? That one is new, I believe, too. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that is nice. That is so much better than this. With the automated... there you go. So much better than this one. Because this looks kind of weird, too. I much prefer this. And it's, well, it's huge, actually. Wow. I didn't realize how big it was when I was placing it earlier. But wow. It doesn't work when you're flying. Oh, wait, no, it does. Just not when you're... Oh, we can actually just go through. It's not a solid. I guess that's the same over here, maybe, but you don't notice it because you just immediately go through. That's interesting. So, it's not actually a solid. It doesn't open where you're flying at the top. It does open if you're flying through the middle. If you're a little higher, it closes again. That's interesting. And then there was a way to always open. That's nice. Automatic, it's set now, I believe. Oh, it's still open. I'm confused. But there you go, now it goes. Alright. Yeah, but that is cool. I like that. Much better than the smaller ones. Hey there, Turbini. Do you invite players to your world for a quick tour? Nope. I'm just live streaming. I'm just playing the game. But right now, you know, we're just checking out all the new stuff a little bit. Let's see. Transport. Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about that. We talked about that. Shown that one. Shown that one. Yeah, I think we basically had everything. At least all the like the real important stuff, I guess. Cool. All right, we talked about everything. And now that is not the end of the stream, of course. I'm not just playing this, live streaming this, show off the new stuff. Because tons of people have already seen that in other on other channels. Now we're just gonna play the game, actually. Continue where we left off. Like 5 or 6 months ago in January. So, it might take a minute, you know, look through our existing factories. See what we have, see what we can do. What we still need to do. Now, one of the main things, I talked about this earlier, of course, at the start of the stream. We need to still complete Phase 4. We have done the... What are they called again? The director assembly system or something. Let's see. What is this? The thermal propulsion. We've done the magnetic field and the assembly system or whatever it's called. We've done those 3. So now we just need to do the nuclear pasta. And that one... Well, I had it kind of set up here on top earlier. But for that one, we need quite a lot of stuff. Let's use our hypertubes. Let's go to... I mean, either one will work, really. Let's go to this one, I guess. Because we don't have a hypertube immediately going to where I want to go. No, we can just get a little bit closer, you know. Oh. A little bit too far. We want to go right there. That's where we want to go. What did we make here again? Was this the director assembly system area? What did we make here again? Let's see. Electro rods. Oh no, this was the magnetic field generator factory. Right, we were making those here. Okay, cool. Over there we have like a couple of motors, not that many. Our frame factory over there. Regular frames. But did we also have heavy frames made there? I don't remember. Definitely the regular ones. That's our steel factory. One of them at least. One steel factory. There's a second steel factory. We got our bauxite stuff being made there, being done there. And this baby right here is where we're refining a lot of ores. A hell of a lot of them. But we just don't have the conveyor speed right now to really use it properly. In theory, it should be producing these numbers right here. 2,000 iron ingots per minute. And a total of 1,950 copper ingots per minute. That is, in theory, what this should produce. But that is only once we unlock the better conveyor speeds. Because right now we still have the tier 5. We don't have the best one yet. Yeah, right now, at most, you know, we're getting 780 on each conveyor. Right? If I delete this one. Delete this one. Then we can check that here, how much it actually is. But yeah, it should be 780 maximum. On both ends right now. And then when we upgrade, it will actually be a much higher number. Same thing over here. We definitely are not getting the 1950. Though we have 2 of them going out. We have one line going out that way, one line going out this way. So we do have 2 times the 780 going out of this factory. Hey there, Iceman, good to see you there. Already counting up to almost 700. But yeah, it should stop at 780. Because that's what, you know, that's the maximum of this belt. 780. There you go. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, that's what we're producing here. And we actually need those ingots, I believe. Because we need a particle accelerator. That is what we need. To make the nuclear pasta. Yep, right there. Oh, and plutonium. Nice. So yeah, nuclear pasta. To make 0.5 of those per minute, we need 200 copper powder, 100 per minute, And we need 0.5 pressure conversion cube. To make those, we need an assembler and a constructor. An assembler and a constructor. Oh yeah, right here. I didn't even see it. There you go. The copper powder. And it makes 50 per minute copper powder. We needed 100. And that uses 300 copper ingots. 300 copper ingots needed. This one right here. That is insane. And yeah, like I said, we needed 100 per minute at least. So that means we need 600 copper ingots. However, we do have the summer sloops. And we can add one to double the output. Heck yeah. But it does cost more energy, I believe, as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that is something to keep in mind. I'm not sure. It doesn't show that right now. But I think it might cost more energy that way, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that would double it, which would be great, because that would save us so many copper. Right? Instead of 600, we'd only be using 300, so that's much better, for sure. No doubt about it. And then we also needed... oh yeah, assembly director system. And we also needed nuclear. Where's that other thing? Pressure conversion cube. In the assembler. Space elevator. Xmas. Standard parts. Electronics. Industrial. Containers. There it is. Containers. Pressure conversion cube. That's the one we needed. And we needed 0.5 a minute to make 0.5. 0.5 a minute. That makes... Alright, this one makes 1 per minute. Okay, so then we can do 2 of the other one. And then we need 1 fused modular frame per minute. We need 1 fused modular frame per minute. And 2 radio control units per minute. Now, because it's been so long since we played on this playthrough, I don't really remember how many items we have being made of everything, everywhere. However, now thanks to the throughput monitor, it should be relatively easy to check how much we have being made, actually. Right? Because we can just see, oh, we have so many items going through on all the different belts and everything. So that's very nice. So we're gonna have to check how many fused frames we have being made. I think we have extra. I think we also have extra radio control units, but we're gonna have to check how many exactly, because I really do not remember how many that was. Because otherwise we're going to have to make a hell of a lot more of those. And how many of these I actually want. Because do you need nuclear pasta for anything else? It's been so long since I played. Satisfactory nuclear pasta. Oh god. Does anybody in chat remember which wiki was up to date? Because there were 2. There was a fandom and there was like another one. A .gg and a fandom. I don't remember which one was supposed to be up to date. Last edited 18 September, that one. And I'm gonna assume it's the Fandom. That one looks a lot more finished. Alright. You need 1,000 for phase 5. Other than that, no use for them. Thank you for letting me know. That's good. Thank you. Alright, so we don't really need to build that many then anyway. Like if we just have 0.5 a minute, or if we're making like 1 or 2 per minute, then, you know, that's fine. Because we're going to spend so much time making other stuff as well. We don't need it to be fast, per se, right? We don't necessarily need it to be too fast. Because it's going to take forever to get the other stuff finished anyway. So, yeah, it doesn't look like we need it for anything else other than that. So that's cool. That is good. All right, let's go back to the game. Let me get myself some tea too. Gotta hydrate. It's important. Very important. Who else is playing Satisfactory right now, by the way? Or has played Satisfactory since the 1.1 update? I haven't played it in like 6 months, like I mentioned, since the last stream. I haven't played it at all, but this new update, man, it actually kind of makes me want to start all over again from the very beginning. Except it would take so long to get back to this point. It would take such a long time to get back to this point. And I really don't want to be spending that much time on it again. I really don't. Not right now. But I would love to use all the new features right from the start of the game, basically. Oh man, that would make things so much better. I mean, some of these are like mid-game, you know? Like these games are... These conveyor throughput monitors... You know, you need quite a lot of stuff for that. You know, the quartz and the oscillator things. Those are not easy to come by in the early game. So, yeah. Of course, some of this stuff will be hard to get. And the blueprint stuff is already like mid-game, kinda. I don't remember when you unlock those. Oh, I didn't mean to build that. I don't remember when you unlock these and what tier. But I don't think it's in the first tier. I think it's like the second tier somewhere. Or the third even. I don't remember. But things like the splitters and mergers on lifts, that type of stuff, that's pretty early game. You can get that relatively early on. That is really nice. That's gonna be really helpful in building vertical stuff. And let's see those lifts. Those lifts need steel, didn't they? The elevators, yeah, they need steel beams and the silica. And motors. And frames. Yeah. Yeah, so that's a bit of mid-game as well. Hypertubes, of course, you know, it's already late in the game, relatively late. Yeah, I would love to play with all these new features from the start again at some point. The vertical splitters, mergers are tricky. Always build the lift from the bottom first. Otherwise, it will be off. Really? You can't use... I I mean, I'm not really sure what you mean. Like, I haven't used them yet. I haven't really used them yet. I tested it out earlier, just on the ground, you know? Just testing it out a little bit. But I haven't actually used them in the factory yet. So I'm not quite sure as to how we're supposed to be using that one. Right, but let's check things now. Let's check how much... Because we definitely have like 1,500 copper that we can use. Wait, we have like 900 left right now. Like 900 left, approximately. But we should have enough for at least 2 of those recipes, and then doing this basically. And we have 200 copper powder being made total that way. With only 600 copper ingots. That would be good. If you build your lift from the ceiling downward, then it will be off. Oh, really? So it only works going up. It doesn't work going down. Is that what you mean? If you build it at the ceiling first. Yeah, I mean, we'll find out eventually, I guess. Right, so we need these ones. We need to check how many fused frames are we getting. And how many radio control units are we getting. Fused frames and radio control units. That is what we need to check right now. How much of those are we getting? Hold on. An elevator right here would be great, actually. I don't know why I switched to this one, because it's much easier to fly up this way. There you go. And now we switch to the jetpack. To get to the hypertube. To the access point. Did you use the 1 meter foundation on the ceiling? Oh, is that a trick you use, Dominic? To make it work? Or are you using a 2 meter one to make it work or whatever? Here we go. Alright. Radio control unit. And the fused frames. We got those over here. Fused frames. Radio control unit. And of course we already have our useful signs here saying 6 per minute, 8 per minute, which we made on our own ages ago. But I think it would be best to double check if it actually works. If those are actually the correct numbers. So let's take those out. This one isn't even full yet, it seems. Let's see if actually everything is like working properly and everything. And then we can put a throughput monitor maybe over here. Let's see, which one was which? That was the radio. You can put that right there. Perfect. And that is the fused frames. That on there. It looks so cool. They're lasers. I don't know why it says 60. That can't be right. I mean, it's still calibrating. It takes a minute. That's 3 per minute so far, 5 per minute. Maybe we're making a lot more than I thought we did. Doesn't matter which foundation size, tested all of them. You found the difference needs to be even distance meters from the location you want the vertical splitter or merger to go to. It's a function of the hitbox for the merger splitters that causes the 1 to 2 meter difference. Oh, we're down at 1 per minute now. 0. $8 per minute. Alright, so this one seems accurate with what we have written here, right? 8 per minute, yes. And this one should have been 6. Shows 0 right now. So, is there a problem with our radio control units then? Is there a problem with those? I forgot how we're bringing those in. Are we bringing those in through here? Because we have so many different ways. This is where the fused frames come in. I think our radio control units were drones, weren't they? Oh, maybe that's why it doesn't work properly. If it is drones indeed, then maybe that's why it don't work properly per minute, right? That's why it doesn't register that properly, maybe. Because it will be a lot more per minute than that it, yeah. Sometimes it will be like 50 a minute, and other times it will be 0, basically. So we're gonna have to go to the location where we're making those, I guess. Which is... I think that was underneath our bauxite factory. So let's go over there. Go to our bauxite factory over there. And it should be down there underneath. Where we have the motors and the turbo motors and whatnot being made. I believe that's where we had it. Right down there. Going down. There, I think. Let's see, this was turbo motors, right? Or the, yeah, propulsion, yeah. Needs turbo motors, propulsion things. But this also uses... No? This one used the radio control units, yes. That's it. This one used 3.75 per minute. So does this one. So that's a total of 7.5. 7.5 are used here. Radio control units here. Yes. They're being produced. Wait. All right, yes, they're being... Yeah, they're being produced down here. Nine per minute here of the summer slope. And 4.5 over here. It says 13.5 being produced. All of them are going up that way. They're all going up this way, going in here. And going down there and splitting over here. Up this way. Up this way. And then eventually in here, right? Yes. That's how it went. So yeah, I was right about them being brought in with drones. And then it's 13.5 total. And then here we needed 7.5 total. So that is then half. This is 13. So it's, yeah, that should be 6 per minute extra. But let's test that, I guess. Let's do one of these over there, everywhere. Let's double check it. But yeah, should be 6 per minute extra that we have here coming through. These ones, right? Yeah, radio control units. Just gonna watch here for a second. Using our new tool. 7 it says now. 6 should be accurate. 5. Seven. There you go. 7. Alright, and of course after a while it goes down a bit again. And it goes back up again, but there you go. So we got 7 of those. We got 7 of whatever this is. I don't remember. Oh wait, we can configure them too. Oh, then we can look at the graph. Or put 60 over there, 30, and 0. I thought maybe we could see per, like, icon, per item, maybe. Okay. That would have been even better if it actually showed which item how many times. That would be a great quality of life feature on top of this thing, right? Like if they improve this item so that it actually shows you which items, how many per minute, exactly. That'd be huge. Because then you can use one of these on a belt with like multiple items, right? Like where I have it at the base I have one of these on one of the belts where we have like 10 different items come in. It would be very nice to have a bit better overview that way. But of course, this is already a huge help. And there goes the drone. Bye. Okay, but the answer is... Now it literally went up to 9 for a second. But the answer should be 6. Yes, 6 per minute. So that is right. That was correct. Perfect. So yeah, we have 6 and 8. According to those. And those fuse things are making up here as well. Yeah, this should be 8 per minute that we have left. Making 1.5 each here. So there's 3, 3, 3. So there's 9 total. And I guess we're already... Oh wait, this one is producing less. This one's also producing less. These ones are only making 1 per minute each. So yeah, that's 6, 8. Okay, yeah, no, that's perfect. That's 8. That's exactly what we needed. Now the thing is, how many of those do we need for future stuff? Because I think I did this ages ago, and I'm pretty sure I had like a list of how many I needed per minute for like late game items. But I don't remember any of that. And I don't have it in my in-game notes either. Unfortunately. Fused modular frames. What do we need those for? We need those for... Scroll down. For the pressure conversion cube. For the thermal propulsion rocket. Right. Wait, are we make... Wait, what? Hold on. Are we making more of those down here than somewhere or something? I'm confused now. Let's see. 1 per minute. 1.5 per minute. 1.5 per minute. 1.5 per minute. 1.5 per minute. 1 per minute. So that should be 3 threes. That's total 6. And then that should be 8. Then how can it be possible that we have also 8 at the base? If this one is actually using this. I mean, I guess it's not used much. But 8 per minute is then not accurate. It does use them. It does use them over here. 1 per minute twice. So that means we would have 6 per minute left. Not 8. It should be 6 per minute then. Okay. So we need them for the propulsion rocket, the pressure cube, the MK3, and the particle accelerator. And that's it. Okay, so we only need it really for the rocket, which we already have. And for the conversion cube, which we, we're gonna start making now, basically. Alright, so that's all good then. That's all good. But yeah, 8 should not be the right answer. I think it said... Am I crazy, chat? Did it say 8 back at the base or no? I thought it said 8 on that throughput monitor. But I mean, I'm working with so many numbers in my head right now. It's a little bit confusing. I thought it said 8. Let's go back. There you go. I wonder if you use any useful mods. I don't use mods. I don't use any mods in my playthroughs on my channel. For any of my games, basically. I never use mods. Well, actually, that's not true. I used one mod for Timberborn a little while ago that added a mini-map, but that's it. I never use mods in my playthroughs. Unless it says so in the title. But nope. I just play vanilla. Which is already good enough for me. Satisfactory is a great game. I don't need any mods for it. Of course, you know, quality of life stuff is always great, you know. It's always good adding some quality of life things, but I never do so because one of the things I very much dislike about watching other people live stream video games or making videos about them is when I watch that video or stream and of a game that I never played before, right? Then I'm like, wow, this game is amazing. It looks so good, right? It looks so great. You have this, you have that. That's exactly what I wanted in a game. And then I buy the game, I play the game, and then I find out, wait, it doesn't have any of this stuff. None of what I liked is actually in the game. They're using mods, which they do not disclose in the title. They do not disclose that in the video description. They don't talk about it throughout the video or throughout the live stream. And now I wasted a lot of money on this game because I already played more than 2 hours. So I really hate that. I really dislike that. Which is why I don't use mods myself unless I put it unless I say so. Put it in the title or whatever. Just me ranting for a little bit. But I mean, mods are fine, you know. People want to use mods, it's all good. I just don't like people live streaming with them or making videos because it raises expectations of a game that, you know, it shouldn't have. Timberborn is one of the best games out there. Oh yeah, for sure. Timberborn is a great game. It's a very nice game for sure. Right. Before I forget, I was gonna check the throughput over here. If it was 6 or 8. It shows 7 right now even. Alright, it's not very accurate. Alright, but it should be 6 then. According to the mathematics that we just did. So the throughput monitors, you can't really trust them 100%, it seems. Can't really trust them 100%. It's still better to do it on your own, really. So this should be 6 that we have left per minute. And this one was right, wasn't it? We needed 7.5. We had made 13.5. Yeah, so 6 per minute over here, that should be fine. And that's being delivered by drone, so the throughput monitor is not accurate at all. Okay. Got it. Alright, now at least we have that in place. So now we know how many we can actually use. So now I'd also need to check how many radio control units do I need for other stuff in the game. If we have 6 per minute made right now, what else do we need it for? We need it for the cube. We need it for the turbo motor. We need it for the supercomputer. Oh, that's an alternate recipe. Alternate recipe. We need it for making a blender. We need it for making a drone port, and accelerator. All right, so we don't need it for anything other than the cube right now. Except for like building new factory buildings, basically. Okay. That's good. That's good. We only need it for the cube. That is great. So that means we have 6 right now. The pressure conversion cube, making those, will cost us 2 radio control units per minute and 1 fuse modular frame per minute. So that means we can do a total of 3 pressure conversion cubes if we wanted that. And then we would have 0 radio units left. But I don't think we want to do that. I think we'll just go for making 2 pressure cubes per minute. Because making 2 pressure cubes per minute means we'll be making well, I mean, that means we can also make 2 of the nuclear pasta per minute, right? Did I have that right? I think so. Because the pasta is made with... I don't see it right now. Yeah, with 1.5 to make 1.5. Yeah, so if we have 2 per minute, we can make another 2 per minute. Yes. That is what we can do. Alright, that is good stuff. Alright, so that's what we'll be doing right now then. We're going to start setting that up somewhere. Now, what will be the best place for that? We got our fuse frames and our radio control units made over there. We got our copper ingot smeltery area refinery over there. So it's probably better to either do it somewhere in the middle or on top of one of those factories, basically. Those are already the already existing ones. That's probably what we're gonna want to do. That'd probably be a good idea. I was just thinking real quick. I would love to use these branch off things or the junctions. Like I mentioned earlier, if you have a hypertube cannon at the bottom there and you just don't have enough time to cycle through the options, I think it's gonna be a problem. They're gonna end up in the wrong place, basically. Unless you redo it a little bit. Like I said, first going slow, then the junction, then the hypertube cannons. Not like we have it right now. Let's go this way. Yeah, I think we should either build it on top of the smelter area that we have, or right on top of there, where we have those this factory here. Because that is, you know, right next to those both those cubes, the frames, I mean, and the radios, and relatively close to the copper too. So yeah, we have those made up there and down there. And then the copper made over there. It's only a short distance from one to the other, really. That'd probably be a good idea. I'm just thinking real quick what I want to do. It doesn't really matter ultimately. However, if I do it... Well, no, that actually doesn't matter either. I was going to say, if I do it here, then we can connect it to the same conveyor over here, which is where we're making the thermal propulsion rockets, right? We can connect it to the same one, which is bringing it all the way to our base, right? We're bringing that one all the way to our base, where we have the space elevator over there. But we can do that there too, because, you know, the conveyor is right there, so it really doesn't matter where we put it, really. And we don't really need that much space for it, I suppose. Let's do it here. I'm gonna do it here. Yes. And then we're gonna have to get a little creative here with that drone. Because I want to build something on top of it then. Ceiling. That may be a bit of a problem then. Alright, so we're going up really far first. Alright, so that's perfect actually. As long as we keep that open, I suppose, they'll be fine. Oh my god. I forgot how to use the zoop properly. Like I'm clicking once instead of twice, or I'm not holding it properly. Definitely takes some getting used to again. After not having played for so long. There you go. There we go. Let's build it the same way. Build it everywhere else. I'm still doing the weird window turning thing. Oh my god, that is so frustrating. Hate when it does that. I hope they're gonna fix that at some point. Hey, now it seems fine. No. There you go. Good. I love using those ceiling windows. Those look so good. Righty then. We need quite a lot of space for the accelerators. Now, how many do we want to make? Actually, that should be the first question. How many of these bad boys do we want to make? Earlier I said 2, right? Like 2 pasta, I mean. Playing for 2 hours. 2 pastas. So that means we need 4. At a minimum, we would need 4 of these then. There you go. Gonna need at least 4 of those bad boys. That's not a big deal. We can do that. We can do that. But then we are gonna need more space. We are gonna need to expand this a little bit. Because we are also gonna need to build the other stuff. Or can I fit it perfectly? Maybe. It is possible, maybe. That is pretty darn good. One right there. Oh man. It's not possible in this game to like mirror it, huh? Oh man. That would be so good if you could mirror the building. I don't remember if that was a thing. Chat, does anybody know? Is that a thing? I don't remember. I don't think so. Sample, quick switch. Building. No, I don't think so. Haven't played the game for so long, I forgot all that stuff. Whether or not it's possible. There you go. Yeah, that would have been great, because then we could have had like the rings in the middle on both sides, right? Or we could have the inputs in the middle on both sides. That also would have been cool. Yeah, we just need these. I just noticed that there's also a fluid thing right there. So I was like, wait, do we need a fluid or a gas? I was just double checking for a minute there. I wasn't sure. Alright, but yeah, we don't. So there's that. Not a thing? Yeah. Should have known. Should have known, really. Alright, now we build this one. I guess we could build it closer. Build it like this, maybe. Well, I want to have space for the conveyor and stuff. Alright, it's fine. We'll just build it all the way out there. And then we'll build this one. Why does it not register the other one now? It doesn't do both at the same time. I hate that. I don't see them very well. Down a little bit. Let's nudge it, I guess. It looks like that's right now. Yeah, it still doesn't do this one. That's annoying. Oh, the output is back there. Oh, I didn't realize that. Hold on. Do we have enough space on the back then? No, we don't. So we're actually gonna have to place these ones a little different then. Didn't realize that was there. So now we need a little bit more space in the back. There you go. Did it here for a second. Alright, lock it. Yeah, that's a good idea to lock it a notch. Alright, that's the right one as well. There you go. Then we have the output over there. Alright, cool. We got that going on. Good. So then we got those. So now we need a constructor for one thing. And we need an assembler for the other. This one for copper powder. And we're gonna do 4 of them, so that means we need... Oh wait, I realized how many we just needed. Wow, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that would mean we need 600 copper ingots for this, basically. For this one. 600 for that. It's 1200. So it's 2400. Or with the summer sloops, only 1200. 1200 copper ingots with the summer sloops. In the other one. In this one. Yeah, because then we make 100 4 times. Which is what we need. So then there's only 1200 ingots needed. But that's still more than that we have, don't we? Yeah, there's more than that we have. So we can't even make that many, even if I wanted to. We can't even make 2 per minute. We don't have the copper for it. At the moment. So I guess we would have to just do 2 per minute then. Because that we can do. Oh, wow, the zoom is... Did they improve the zoom on this photo mode? It's so fast. Wow. Feels so much better. Yes. Well, we have like 1,000 left. 900. That's huge. Alright. So that means we could potentially do a total of 300 powder, which would be 3 of these accelerators, which would be 1.5 nuclear pasta. Which I suppose is fine too. Then we have a little bit extra. a little bit more of the radio control units left per minute, I suppose. It wouldn't be the end of the world either. But then I am gonna build this differently. Because right now it looks great with 4 that way, but with only 3 it's gonna look a little different. Let's see. Lock that. Yeah, it's fine. We have a little bit of space there. Maybe, nah, that'll be fine. Can we do 3 next to each other? I don't think so. As close as possible. Oh, looks like we can actually. Wow. I didn't think that would fit. Wonderful. But we don't have a lot of space left here then. What? Almost 1. And over here it's even less than that. Yeah. But that will do the trick. Like we can... We can do a conveyor here. No problem. Or on that side, we can do the conveyor too. Alright, so let's keep that where it is, I guess. Then let's do 3 of these. Not sure where we want to place those right now, but let's just do okay, 1, 2, 3. Can fit on those perfectly. Let's see. Then we have splitters here. Oh wait, we're gonna need multiple conveyors. Because we need 300. We need a total of 900 on these. And this conveyor can only do 780. So we can only do like 2.5 basically right now. You know what? For the moment, I'll be fine. So, I'll be fine. When we upgrade to the better conveyors, when we finally get that, then we can, you know, we can upgrade these, and then we'll have actually 1.5 per minute. But up until that point, it will be like 1.25, I guess, per minute. So it would still take quite a while, but yeah, it's fine. That'll be alright. We'll just do 1 conveyor belt. It's easier that way. There you go. So then, oh yeah, we've already copied them with that as well. Nice. Perfect. So that's really all we need. Right? And then we can just do 1 conveyor over here as well, because this is only 100 per minute. And we'll do this one like over here. Not sure why it doesn't want to go straight there for some reason. Why does it do that? Don't know. But now we need a splitter. Maybe I built this wrong. It's not a 90-degree angle, maybe. I don't know. And then this one can go like that. We'll do them there. This one can go over there. And then this one over there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Stray belts are a little bug right now. I mean, it's not really a big problem for me. It's just something I noticed immediately. I think it's fine now. When doing that splitter, I think it connected properly. Yeah, looks right. All right. Gonna need some power, of course. Upgrade to the better one. Just do that one right there, because we don't need a fluid or a gas there, so just connect that one there. There you go. Perfect. They'll all be connected with power already. And this one, setting up this one is going to be even easier, actually, right? Because we just need radio control units and fuse frames. Fuse frames are coming from one of those lifts, and the control units are coming from down here. So that should actually be rather easy. I'm going to set this up on... Probably should have done the assembler over there, but yeah, it's fine. We'll do it like let's see. It don't really matter too much. We'll do it like this. Turn it around for fun, I guess. We'll do it like this. One. How many do we need? Because we were gonna do 2 per minute initially, but now we're gonna do 1.5 only. So we actually only need 2 of these, and set one of them to 50%. Or one of them and do a power shard, I guess. Suppose that work too. Do a power shard. 150, then we have 1.5 too. Only need one of them. Really don't need many. We don't want to waste a power shard on that, really. Better to keep that for bigger factories, I suppose. Alright, so we'll just keep it like this. Man, we actually don't need that much space. Not as much as I thought we needed. Alright, let's go this way. And then over here, I'm gonna want to have a splitter going up. To that one. There you go. And then it's gonna split any of those. It'll take a while for this to fill in, of course. So temporarily, these other stuff will be a bit slowed down, but We got plenty extra on the conveyor belt there, so it shouldn't be a problem, I think. Shouldn't be a problem, I think, at all. And right now this isn't even being used yet, so... wait, no, not a merger. Splitter. There you go. And then this one can go... right there. There we go. Oh, we can go like that. Here we need a merger. And over here we need a splitter. Oh no, wait, here we don't need a splitter actually. Here we need another one. Yes. There you go. Nice. And that is set up. This of course needs power. Just easily connect those over there. This doesn't have power yet, of course, but it's fine. Alright, now we can input that other one, which is the fused frame, right? Yeah. To put this one on 50%. That one is 100. Oh. And then, yeah, the fused frames we need now. Those were coming in from over there. Let's see, which one was that again? That is motors. That is something, silica or whatever. That's motors as well. Wires, quick wires. Frames, this one. That's the frames. So then we can do a merger here. And then we can use one of the new features. So then we can do a splitter right there. Very, very helpful. Would you look at that? That is very, very helpful. Right, not quite the same height, but whatever, it's fine. That's alright, don't matter really. There we go. Now we got those coming in over here. And of course we're gonna need to do a splitter over here. Splitting it that way. Very nice. Alright, good. Now all that's left to do is connecting this bit to power. Oh, we haven't actually done these ones yet. And of course we need to connect this one to the ingots over there. We haven't done that yet either. Alright. Well, let's set this to power now. Let's do that maybe like this. And then it's connected now. Yep, that now has power. Perfect. We're doing good at power, by the way. I haven't checked that yet. But yeah, we're producing like 20,000 extra, basically. Well, that's not true. Max consumption is only a 6,000 difference. Max consumption. That's alright. 6,000 difference is quite a lot. Good enough for now. Definitely gonna need some improved nuclear power plants, though. With the plutonium or whatever instead. It's gonna definitely be a lot better. Alright, let's see. See, now we can just take this one over here. And get a lift. Just all the way down. Now, can I connect it to these ones? Because we already have copper coming in here. I feel like we're not going to get enough if we do that. How much is coming through here right now? Per minute. Is that the maximum? I don't think so, because it doesn't keep going. It's probably less. I think we're gonna have to just run another line. So we're gonna need, yeah, we're really gonna need the full 780 going up there. I really do need that. Get myself a little bit of tea while we wait. Look at that. There you go, some more tea in my mug. And wow, it's been 2.5 hours already. My goodness. Time flies when you're having fun. Or trying to figure stuff out. Alright, looks like 6:48. 45 I meant. Jeez. I can't even speak properly. 6:47, 6:49, 6:36, 6:41. 6:49, 47, okay, 28. Okay, yeah, so we really only have like an additional... We really only have like an additional 130 that we can bring up there from here, basically. An additional 130. Approximately. So yeah, we're just gonna need to do another conveyor belt. And we're probably gonna have to change some of the belts too. Change where they come out of the factory. I'm gonna use curve now. Oh, nice. Look at them curves. Oh, look at those thick curves right there. That's nice. Perfect. Don't really see the point of that. I mean, I guess it looks better, like, out in the world, instead of the straight angles and whatnot. Oh, wait, hold on. Oops. Looks better out in the world instead of this, what we have going on right now, I guess. Alright, let's see. So right now we have yeah, we have one going that way as well. Oh yeah, we already have this one here. How much do we have going through here right now? Through this bit. I don't even remember what it's being used for, to be honest. What is this copper being used for? Combined with iron ingots? Oh, it's being used for the magnetic control magnetic something thing. Gravity. Magnetic gravity thing. I forgot the name. Whatever it's called. That's what it's being used for, right? Yeah, so we should have 900 left approximately. I'm gonna have to figure out now though, because we have it split in two right now. We're gonna have to figure out how many refineries we need for our current supply, basically the minimum. And then for the next one as well. And then we can use whatever is left, basically, right? So we have a total of 1950. So with our current ones, that is at least 3 conveyors. So let's see. How much do we have going through here now? 200 a minute? Okay, that is not that much. Don't have that much going through there per minute. Okay. Okay. So that one really doesn't do that much. 200 a minute. Or this one. So let's see. How many are these making per minute? These ones are making 37.5 per minute. 37.5. But to get to 200... What was the actual number? Hold on. I forgot. 201. Okay, yeah, about 200 is accurate. That is 37.5 plus. Well, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 times 37.5. That's 300. Right, so this is already more than enough. One of those rows is already more than enough. And here we had, yeah, let's say 650. Let's say 700. 700 divided by 37.5. Oh, 37.5. So that's 18. 0.6. 19 refineries. So that is 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. That's 16. And a little bit. And 3 of these basically are necessary for that. Yeah, looks like, yeah, so these ones are enough, it seems, and already a little bit too much for that one right there. Oh no, because it combines with that one too, of course, gotta keep that in mind. Combines a little bit of that. Yeah, it combines a little bit of that. And then, alright, and then one row, like I said earlier, one row of these was enough. So then we have another 8, 16, 20. And we have 20. Could have done this a lot easier, but I get tired already thinking about all this. 20 times 37.5 is what we got basically, which is 750. Wow. Okay. Apparently that is 750. Okay. So that means if I split this one then, that one is also connected. If I split that one, and we'll do it twice just to make sure the majority goes that way. Quickly, basically. And that should give me enough. That should give me enough. Move it this way. We can't place mergers on a curve. Route. Don't curve it over there, I guess. That is rude. There you go. And then... Oh, wait, I connected it to the wrong one. Well, not necessarily the wrong one. Yeah, that one there. That one there. Oh, it would have been cool if it went around that one, actually. That would have been neat. That tree in the middle. Alright, don't matter. Alright, so this, yeah, this should give us enough per minute coming in over there. This should give us enough. Let's go over there now. Man, it's so fast riding this one. Going up. There we go. slowly gonna start filling these all up. Now, why aren't these doing their thing? What am I missing here? Oh, I guess... I mean, these are just really slow, I guess. These should be working then, right? Oh no, I just haven't enabled them either. Yeah, there you go. I haven't actually done the blueprint for them either. And... I did do this properly, didn't I? That's a splitter, yes. Just keep an eye on it for a second. I have a feeling that that connection may not be up to snuff. We'll find out. Almost done. Just a little longer. Here we go. Both of them went that way. It should be like half-half, shouldn't I? Shouldn't it? Split it. Let's take those. Put them... Where'd they go? Here. Put them in there. Let's see. Is it gonna do it now? Oh yeah, there you go. Now it does 50-50. Alright, perfect. That is what we wanted. Wonderful. Now all of these can get to work a little bit. Not quite top speed yet, but... Oh, one of these will have to be half, right? Yes. One of these will be working on 50% permanently. Oh my goodness. That's pretty cool. This is the first time I see this working. I've never seen this working before. It's pretty loud. For you guys, it's not that bad, because eventually on the stream it will cut off the audio above a certain point. Like it will lower it. For me, it's a bit louder. And now the next one. Oh my god, now the other one starts to work too. It's like turning off completely after each item, it seems. That's a little weird. The way it seems like it's turning off completely instead of continuing endlessly, basically, like it does for the other ones, mostly. However, we've made a couple of nuclear pastas already. Alright, not yet over here, it seems. Oh yeah, the power usage varies. I guess depending on the stage of the production. When the final ring is working, it goes all the way up. Yep. Nice. Oh yeah, now you see a little bit going up and down. That graph there. Not much though. It's not much. A little bit up and down. Actually, we should be looking at the consume one. Never mind. I'm looking at production for some reason, but I'm looking at the wrong one. It should be a consumer one, this one. Which is already not a straight line, so... Oh, I guess you could look at the max consumption too. That also goes up steps a little bit. I guess depending on the stage of production too. Is it gonna go down soon again though? Was expecting it to go back down again. It doesn't. Maybe I'm completely wrong about that. No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, we have those being made now. Which means we can just connect them up to that one right there. Connect them up to this one. Right here. So we do a merger. No, not this. And we do that one over there, I guess. Don't really matter too much. Doesn't have to be that pretty over here. I don't care much about that right now, to be honest. Oh my god, so loud. So loud for me. Oh, they're really small. Much smaller than I thought it would be. But you know what they say, the size doesn't matter, right? So yeah, they're definitely a lot smaller than I imagined them. Here we can see them a little better. Let's actually slow this one down on purpose. There you go. We can actually take a good look at them. That looks interesting. A little funny. Very funny looking. Alright, let's see. We changed this one there. There you go. Turn that back. Alright. Let's go to base now. Let's follow this one. We are gonna get there way before the first pasta arrives, though. I think we've already, yeah, I think we already just passed the pasta. Past the pasta. It's thermal. Man, you're so much faster with a jetpack and doing the slide thing on the conveyors like this. It's crazy how fast you are then. Oh no! Oops. Here we go. Ah, can't make it all the way up there. That's fine. Now we can make it up. Not that we needed it. We just need to go up here, really. Here we go. And this is where the pasta will arrive. Now I'm gonna have to do that for a sec. Because we don't actually have a thing that goes into it yet. We have that on the other side, of course. Oh yeah, adaptive control units over here. So guess we'll do this one like doesn't really matter, to be honest, how we do them. Over here. To that point. Over here. Wait. That has to be a smart splitter, yes. Has to be that one. Otherwise it won't work. Let's see, so any can go through. Like, overflow can go through. To the left side, it will be the pasta. And nothing on the right side. Yes. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, pasta goes left. Anything else goes that way. How many tickets we got here now? 25, not bad. I mean, we got 700 on our person, so we got quite a few. Couple more arriving. Oh, there comes the first pasta, I think. Here we go. That looks real funny, the pasta. Looks a lot different than I had imagined. Just gonna block that one for now. We'll take a better look at it when standing still. Here we go. Nice. Take a picture. Oh, look at that. Me with my Christmas helmet. Nice. Yeah, very interesting. Alright, connect that again. Pasta should be going this way. Perfect. And then we got our first 4 nuclear pastas on their way to the space elevator. 4 out of 100 completed. Absolutely wonderful. There we go. It's gonna take a hot minute before everything else is there. But we will eventually get there. I just want to build this real quick to take a look at the... How long does it make again to make one of those nuclear pastas? Yeah, 0.5 a minute. So for each one, it takes 2 minutes then. 2 minutes for each one. Oh, there you go. We got 6 already. Look at that. Look at that speed. We already got 6. Wow. But yeah, it's gonna take a hot minute before we get the other 94 then. If we're only making 1 every 2 minutes per machine on 2 of them. So that is 2 every... Yeah, I mean, it's 2 every 2 minutes. 2.5. 2.5 every 2 minutes right now. Yes, 2.5 every 2 minutes. Because we got 2.5 machine, basically. Right. Yeah, so that takes a long time. We're definitely not going to wait for that this entire stream. Because it has already been a 3-hour stream. And... Man... it's gonna get hot in the next week as well here in the Netherlands again. I mean, it was of course very warm like last week when it was 33 degrees Celsius, which is a lot for our country. And it did go down a bit. Luckily, it went back down to 21, and then now it's climbing every day. It's gonna climb again a little bit, like 1 or 2 degrees every day, up until, well, last time I checked it was 28 degrees next week somewhere at the end of this week. Let me check real quick. Oh, it's worse than I thought. Today it was actually a lot warmer than I thought too. Today it was 27, tomorrow 25, then 24, then 25, then 31 in the weekend, on Saturday 31, and then Sunday it will be 32 again, Monday back down to 25. So yeah, it's gonna remain quite hot here for the next week, which means that I will be live streaming from a sauna basically here, depending on the day, you know. So yeah, we're probably not gonna do a lot of 5-hour, 4-hour streams. Probably gonna keep them 3 hours or under, maybe, unless I'm having so much fun that I forget about the time. But yeah, I'm probably gonna do shorter streams for the next week at least, so you know, you are aware of it. We'll definitely be back though with more Satisfactory. Of course, we haven't really done that much today. Today was mainly just putting things together that we had already made in previous live streams, like half a year ago. It was really just connecting stuff, right? Just connecting the copper to that factory, placing 2 constructors, placing 2 assemblers, placing 3 of those particle accelerators, and just connecting all the resources we already had, making sure we had enough of them, and that's it. So it really wasn't that much work today. And of course we looked at all the new stuff that came with the 1.1 update, which was the main reason I really wanted to stream again. I mean, I want to complete this game. I said that when I started this playthrough, like a year ago approximately. I want to get to the end of this playthrough, and that is my intention. That is what we're gonna do in the 1.1 update. We're gonna reach all the way to the stars, basically. So that means I think what I will do, because the nuclear pasta is of course really slow, I think what I will do is I will keep the game running as much as I can in between live streams, so that you know, next time when we're streaming it should almost be done, or it should already be done, and then we can finally move to phase 5 of project assembly. That's gonna be amazing. I'm super excited actually to see all the new stuff that I've never seen before, never built before, never used before. So yeah, I'm hyped. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more Satisfactory, and of course many other games. We're playing Anno 1800 as well right now, and we'll be playing some Luma Island soon too, if you want to see more of that, more of a chill game. So yeah, thanks for being here. Have a wonderful day, night. Till next time.